that we have responsibility as administrators to constantly improve the quality of our teaching and learning. When I was a student, the most important thing I learned as an undergraduate student, I was studying to be a band director, and my teacher said to me when we were student teaching, so I was daily in the high school and then coming home, he said to me, if you want a good band program, don't be the band director, be the principal. And so it was really the reason why I moved towards administration was simply because at that point I realized that, welcome, come sit down.
Can you repeat what topic is it? Number 2?
Number 2.
Okay, then we are in the right place.
Then you're in the right place.
Okay.
So it was at that point, and this was many years ago, that I realized that in order to have the best program possible, you needed to be the one who had the authority. Because as the school principal, you had the authority to hire someone who was a good teacher and also to support them. Even the best teacher cannot do much without support. So it was the reason why I moved in towards administration, and it was the start of me really caring about such things as quality. So number one, I think it's important because it is our responsibility, and I feel like knowing in Thailand especially, but probably the rest of you, coming from countries that are not so developed as other countries, I know Singapore might be a good exception to that, is that there's this national pride to try to develop what we're doing. So I can speak from my knowledge about Thailand, but I can also share in that you guys probably feel very much the same way. And coming from, because I feel pride, I'm not Thai, but I feel pride in what I can do for my new country. So the second reason is along the lines of the first one, why it's so important, is because I think it's often forgotten. Quality in teaching and learning is often forgotten. We hire faculty to come teach, and then in many cases we assume that they are good faculty. We assume that they know what to do, and without doing observation, without having regular review, or we have review, but maybe it's not effective. I know review at my school we do regularly, but it's not so effective because our faculty are really resistant to it. You know, if we say, I introduced as department chair one time of the woodwind department, I said, okay, so next semester we're going to do observation, peer observation. And 80% of the faculty said, you can't do that. You don't have authority to do that. You're not coming in my classroom. And I'm like, do I have authority to do that? So I didn't even know because it had never been done before. So in my experience, the resistance. And the third reason is because why this is so important is because students have a choice of where they study. In some places I can see where there wouldn't be a choice to study. I don't know about Brunei. How many music schools are there?
A few, not more than 15.
Not more than 15.
Yeah, but for University of Music, none.
None. So the
ours
very
is
first.
academy. We do teach diploma, and that's about it. And they will have to go to universities in Southeast Asia or America.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a choice. Our students will always have a choice of where to study, and the quality of teaching is always a big indicator for students of where to study. Some of them will just go to the local school or the one they hear is the best, but what makes that school the best? It's often the quality of teaching, and in the end, it will come out. In the end, the students will talk, and in the community, if there's a bad teacher, the students will know, and the community will know. So, and that's really important as administrators because it affects our bottom line. It really does affect our bottom line, where bottom line meaning finances, where our students choose to study. Anyway, so with that in mind, I wanted to start from the beginning. We have a whiteboard and a marker.
Yes, we do.
We move it over here. It has wheels. So, you probably all saw my plan for what I think we should do for the theme. So what I would like to do first is to agree upon that theme. Because we have a large number of people here, so what Bernard said was that in the past, there was nothing written down, there was no information. So if I could get us first to agree on a plan for how we could develop our own ideas about teaching and learning, then that's the first step. So if you, let me write down. By the way, if you have any ideas, please feel free to. So what I came up with were 4 steps, and hopefully everybody can see that. To define quality of teaching and learning, to define what that means. It's something that can be defined in many different ways, and like I said, if you look in books about quality teaching,